In this video, I'm going to be ranking the top 10 best small forwards right now in NBA 2K23 My Team. You guys can let me know in the comment section down below which small forwards are you guys currently running in the game, and of course let me know what you guys would change about my top 10. But coming in at my number 10 spot is going to be the Galaxy Scottie Pippen. I just think his versatility on the defensive end is still super nice to have. He's 6'8" with a 7-foot wingspan and is still one of the better on-ball defenders in the game, having a 98 steal, 98 lateral quickness, 98 perimeter, and then also having a 91 interior defense and an 87 block. He's got a couple good Hall of Fame defensive badges like Anchor, Challenger, Clamps, Glove, Menace, and Pick Dodger as well. Playmaking wise, he's got Hall of Fame Clamp Breaker, Quick First Step, which is definitely really cool. And then you look at the jump shot. I mean, it's only on quick timing, but it's still a very decent jump shot and very easy to green in the catch and shoot. And then they gave him some okay dribble sigs and some okay dunk packages as well. So I do think at the small forward position, I like Scottie Pippen over a card like Giannis, or over a card like even Poku was another small forward I was considering, and even Grant Hill as well. So for me personally, I'm going Scottie Pippen at the number 10 spot. At my number 9 spot, I still feel like you got to give Tim Thomas somewhere in that top 10 range, just because if you know how to use this card, he can still be so effective. But I will say, if you want to put a Grant Hill, you want to put a Giannis over a Tim Thomas, that is definitely fair to say with the new meta of the game being pretty much all about defense, height, wingspan, and player model. I could see why, but if you know how to use Tim Thomas, he can still be one of the better offensive threes in the game with the Steve Francis size up, the John Wall escape. He's got some of the best dunk packages in the game, and he's still got a very capable jump shot for 3 hunting, and all around just a very good release in my opinion. So for me personally, I'll throw Tim Thomas at the number 9 spot. I don't think he's as good as he used to be. Was he worth a lock-in? I would say yeah, because he came out all the way back in November the 4th, which is now over what, 5 months ago? I think 5 months. I mean, the card's still top 10 small forward after 5 months of using him. At the number 8 spot is going to be the Dark Matter James Worthy. I think number 8 and number 7 are basically the same card, but yeah, I would say James Worthy, a really good small forward. He's 6'9" with a 7-foot wingspan, really good all-around defensive stats. I think he's an all-around better defender than Scottie Pippen. Pippen might be better on ball because of his defensive stance and just his animations on the defensive end, but I think all-around James Worthy's probably a tad bit better on defense, having a 95 block, 92 steal, 94 lateral quickness, 92 perimeter, and a 92 interior defense. And then you take a look at his jump shot. If you guys remember using his Pink Diamond Trophy Case card, you guys remember how money and just knockdown this release was. So he's got a great jump shot, and they also even gave him some pretty good dribble sigs, so his movement isn't that bad. But at the number 7 spot, like I said, basically are the same card, is the Dark Matter LeBron and the Dark Matter James Worthy. If you want to switch them around and go Worthy at 7 and LeBron at 8, I think that's fair to say. I just think LeBron's got a bit better of a player model, and we all know LeBron cards and Giannis cards just get way better animations in game. Like, he just gets crazy block annies, he's unstoppable going to the rim. So even though his stats and badges might not be on par with Worthy, even though I think they are, I think they're very similar, I just think what puts LeBron over the edge is just because of his animations. Not even talking about his tendencies or his like these type of animations, just in game, like his ability to get chase down blocks, his ability to get really good paint stops, and just get a lot of and one calls and just finish around the rim in traffic at a very high level. I do think LeBron is overall the 7th best small forward in the game. At the number 6 spot, another card you could debate LeBron or James Worthy's better than, but I'm going to say it's going to be Galaxy Mike Bantam at number 6. He's still a really good small forward. Another 6'9", 7'1" small forward. All very similar cards between Mike Bantam, LeBron, and James Worthy. I will say Bantam, though, has very similar stats to LeBron and James Worthy. He's not going to have the crazy amount of badges as both of those cards have, unless you have that dynamic duo, because if you have the duo, then he does have 30 hoffs and is basically like a Dark Matter. But the biggest difference for me personally between Mike Bantam, LeBron, and James Worthy has to come down to the animations. I mean, this jump shot for me personally is so much easier to green, and then I also think the card moves a little bit better. So these animations wise, his dribble sigs, his jump shot, his dunk packages, I do think are slightly better than LeBron and James Worthy, but very close between these 3 small forwards. And then even at my number 5 spot is going to be the Galaxy Jonathan Isaac. I do think he's better than Bantam just because of his size and his ability to be a lockdown defender. I think the meta of the game's changing a little bit, where it used to be having like an offensive card like a Tim Thomas, or just these other offensive small forwards like Mike Bantam at the 3, but now I feel like your 3 kind of has to be a lockdown defender. Doesn't have to be, you could have whatever small forward you want. I'm just saying you're seeing on a lot of top teams in the game. It's you know, some other small forwards we'll talk about here in a second, but you want to have that lockdown guy, and Jonathan Isaac brings that exact stuff to the table. He's 6'11" at the small forward position, 7'2" wingspan. I think he's the second best defender in the game. 98 block, 95 steal, 97 lateral quickness, 95 perimeter, and a 95 interior defense. I mean, on ball, this card gets a ton of pluck animations. He's a really good guy to put on a Terry Dishinger, to put on a T-Mac, a Ricky Davis, you know, these really good offensive cards, even like a LaMelo Ball at point guard, Devin Booker, Pete Maravich. I mean, Jonathan Isaac is going to be your best chance of stopping a T-Mac or stopping a Terry Dishinger, and I found he probably does like the second best job on those type of shooting guards. At the number 4 spot is going to be Danny Ferry. Now, I will say, some people don't like this card and some people absolutely love this card. I feel like the community is pretty split on Danny Ferry. I kind of more lean to the side that I do think he's really good, but I understand where people are coming from when they say he gets a lot of load ups, because his jump shot timing with the Carmelo Anthony upper and the O'Shea set base on very quick timing is one of the fastest, if not the fastest release in the game right now. If you're taking a jump shot with Danny Ferry though, he does get a lot of different load up animations and a lot of different timing, which really doesn't help when you're trying to green consistently with this card. Sometimes they'll feel really fast and you got to like let go of the button really quick, or sometimes they'll feel super slow, not super slow, but that you have to hold it down just that tad bit longer. So he does get a lot of different load up animations and timing issues. So for that reason, that's why he's a little bit lower, but I do think he's the best offensive small forward in the game. He's probably the only small forward in the game that you can actually run your offense through, and he can be your primary scorer, because nobody we've talked about so far, you know, none of these small forwards, I think personally, except for Tim Thomas, can be like your main ball handler, your main scorer. And I just think Danny Ferry is probably a top five small forward in the game. I have him at number 4. Now for these top 3 guys, I honestly believe these top 3 guys could all be the best small forward in the game. I'm at number 3 spot though is going to be Purvis Ellison. If you want to argue he's the best small forward in the game, I could definitely see the case behind that. He's a really good small forward, another 6'9" card with a 7'1" wingspan. I mean, just take a look at these stats. I mean, this card's got perfect stats and badges. He doesn't have like 30 Hall of Fame badges like most Dark Matters, but he's got the ones you need on Hoff and Gold as well. And then you take a look at the animations. I mean, he's got such a good jump shot on very quick timing. He's got amazing dribble sigs with the Garland size up and the Steph Curry escape. And then he's also got the best dunk packages in the game with the quick drop soft one and the front clutches. And then him and Danny Ferry also do have the tray fade, the tray leaner. So if you guys can get used to that leaner and really take advantage of it, it's one of the best ways to score on next gen or current gen is going to be through the tray leaner. So for me personally, I think Purvis Ellison is the 3rd best shooting guard in the game, or 3rd best small forward, I should say. At the number 2 spot is going to be Pink Diamond Jonathan Bender. Once again, I think you could argue this is the best small forward in the game. He's 7 foot with a 7'4" wingspan. His stats are super well rounded, but the biggest thing about this card, in my opinion, is the fact that he can actually move, maybe not as good as a Danny Ferry or as good as a Tim Thomas, but he's 7 foot, so you probably think he'd be super sluggish, slow with the ball in his hands. This card's movement is really nice with that Curry slide. He's got the Trae Young size up. I mean, his movement is really quick. He can get to the bucket really easily. Just overall an absolute demigod at the small forward position. And then to round off the top 10, I do believe the best small forward is Dark Matter Bill Russell, just because of his defense he does provide you. He's 6'10" at the 3 with a 7'4" wingspan. He also does have a really good player model, and I think he is the best defender in the game. So for me personally, I think he's just a better Jonathan Isaac. That's the way that I kind of look at it. He's got a 98 block, 95 steal, 97 lateral quickness, 96 perimeter, and a 99 interior defense. And then he's got every single Hall of Fame defensive badge. I mean, there's no way you can beat that. You can't beat these stats and badges for Bill Russell on the defensive end. And then he's also got really good offensive stats like a 98 driving dunk, 95 standing dunk, super athletic card. I mean, he's not going to be a great offensive card, but he can still score the ball. He's got a good jump shot. If he didn't have a good release, then I don't think he'd be a top 5 small forward. But the fact that he's got a capable jump shot, he can even move a little bit. Like, he's got the D-Mitch size up, the Kobe Bryant escape. So it's not like his SIGs are terrible. I mean, tendencies we know are going to be ridiculous, like 95 on-ball steal, 99 block, 99 contest. I mean, he's got 100 in the inside, like, you know, driving dunk, flashy dunk, standing dunk. I mean, this card, he's just ridiculous, man. He's just absolutely ridiculous at the small forward position. And I feel like for the meta of the game right now, it's about having a defender, your lockdown at the 3, and the best lockdown in the game, in my opinion, is Bill Russell. But let me know in the comment section down below, who are your guys, maybe top 3, top 5 small forwards, or top 10. Let me know that type of stuff in the comment section down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.